Hi, good morning. Hi, welcome. Nice to see you both. Nice to see you all. How are you sharing about the cold weather?
Yeah, I said, but it feels warm here in the room with them.
Yeah. It's winter in Spain, 6 degrees only. Also, it's warm. Also, it's in Sweden, for you who don't know. Yeah, Vanessa is in Denmark. Well, we may say hi to you, Vanessa, on Monday, or we're coming up very briefly.
Oh, please, I have to see you guys. Very brief.
It's possible. Let's stay open. Okay.
And we continue on our journey through the workbook. We're on lesson 336 today. Forgiveness lets me know that minds are joined.
That's such a good lesson and such a good statement. It truly works that way. So we shall read.
Forgiveness lets me know that minds are joined. Forgiveness is the means appointed for perception's ending. Knowledge is restored after perception first is changed, and then gives way entirely to what remains forever past its highest reach. For sights and sounds, at best, can serve but to recall the memory that lies beyond them all. Forgiveness sweeps away distortions and opens the hidden altar to the truth. Its lilies shine into the mind and call it to return and look within, to find what it has vainly sought without. For here and only here is peace of mind restored. For this, the dwelling place of God Himself.
In quiet, may forgiveness wipe away my dreams of separation and of sin. Then let me, Father, look within and find your promise of my sinlessness is kept. Your word remains unchanged within my mind. Your love is still abiding in my heart. In quiet, may forgiveness wipe away my dreams of separation. But let's allow this quiet now, this morning. So let our minds get very, very still. Our hearts very, very open. No distracting thoughts or beliefs. We can let them all be put on the altar. And first we must be willing to do so. First we must find a little spark of willingness. For healing, for forgiveness. Otherwise, our minds will never change if we keep our own stubborn statements about reality, or rather about unreality. We can offer this little willingness for the gift to ourselves for this meditation. Forgiveness lets me know that minds are joined. And whatever we believe isn't really true, so we can let it go. Where we don't want to go, that's where we shall find a forgiveness lesson in our minds. The things we want to avoid is where we need to direct our focus, our prayers for forgiveness. That's because the ego wants to hide. First, we need to become very honest with ourselves. And if you're with mighty companions, it's very healing to practice being very honest and expressive and transparent with your ego's works. That helps the undoing. And then we can experience this beauty that this lesson describes. It's really very beautiful. Forgiveness is the means appointed for perception's ending. Knowledge is restored after perception first is changed and then gives way entirely for what remains forever past its highest reach. Sights and sounds at best can serve but to recall the memory that lies beyond them all. Sights and sounds at best can serve to recall the memory that lies beyond the sights and the sounds. Forgiveness sweeps away distortions and opens the mind, opens the hidden altar to the truth. Its lilies shine into the mind and call it to return and look within. Forgiveness lilies shine into the mind, recall the mind to return and look within, to find what it has vainly sought without, to find what has been sought outside. For here and only here is peace of mind restored. For this, the dwelling place of God Himself. Sometimes our minds are like a wild horse or something. It wants to be wild and run around. And then just to spend a little time to go within, it can be very, very transformative, even a few minutes of offering the willingness. And the funny thing is, sometimes we project that this is what God wants us to do or what we have to do, but this is a gift to ourselves. This is what we want, deep within. We just want to be still. Just want to experience this amazing peace of mind. And then we know that minds are joined. Forgiveness lets me know that minds are joined. That is so wonderful. I think we have experiences of that every week. We have the experience of that maybe every day, but often when David shows a movie, he says the very words that we have said during the week. Not just one thing, it's many things. So that's how we know that minds are really joined. That we have been following spirit, that we have been releasing the ego. Yeah. So is there anything you would like to share this morning? Anyone? Åsa? And then Anne?
Yeah, it started for me already yesterday with this lesson, and what you said when we did the lesson. I had stuff coming up that I didn't know I was holding on to anymore, and it's the same today. So I basically see how I'm not forgiving things. My ex-husband, you, even. And I was pleased that the lesson ended yesterday so quickly, so I didn't have to share.
Sure, yeah. Well, here you are, the first one to share today. We have time.
It wasn't that there was no time, it was just me trying to get away. It has nothing to do with anyone else. And I see how much I just wondered, when you ask us to do this lesson, and there are people coming up in situations, and I can just see how I want things from somebody, I want things. Hence, I haven't forgiven, because I want them to be different.
Yeah.
And even my son came up again, which I've felt no sadness around for a very long time. That came up too, some sort of dream that's lost, or some sort of I don't want him to be sick, that came up again.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a great relationship with my ex. I mean, I have so much fun with him. It's fantastic, But there's still something, about the fact that he walked away from his children, telling them that his job as a father is done, and that was a long time ago. But the pattern is still repeating itself. The pattern is still there. And sometimes I get curious because I see how much my daughter how much it affects her still, and it affects the way she relates in her relationships. Mm. And I know that's her lesson. Mm. So I just want to hand it over. But the root is this lost dream, there's this dream, this imagination about how it's supposed to be, or some sort of, I see that with my son's conditions too. I only suffer if I don't accept it. I only suffer if I project that he should have a life that's different, That's the only time I suffer.
But it feels so good that you are that you're processing this. You're allowing your feelings up.
Yeah, and to bring it up with you, or just say anything about it, because, I don't want that to. Yeah. What did the text say about the lily? Lilies lights up my sinnet. What is sinnet?
Mind. Yeah. Yeah, they shine into the mind and call it to return and look within to find what it vainly sought without. Yeah. Someone or something should be different. That is always, the ego always does that. It looks outside and says, well, I would be happy if this or they were different, or if the past was different, which makes it impossible because we cannot change the past. We cannot change form. It will change in our experience when we forgive it.
Exactly.
It will look beautiful, or it will even vanish. That's the two options. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Asa. I like that you bring up.
I feel different in my whole body now. So are there levels in forgiveness? There must be levels.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I thought about it yesterday too.
Yeah, yes and no. But I think on this plane where we believe in levels, there can seem to be levels of forgiveness. We can do much deeper forgiveness, or we can just do a little forgiveness on the surface when we're not ready to really look deeper.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I love you.
I love you. The thing is, there is one interest. Like there is a line in the back of the manual for teachers, which I know also your request we go into the manual for teachers. And the teacher of God has realized that someone else's interest is not different from his own. That's a true teacher of God. There can be no separate interest.
Exactly.
So what is good for one is good for the whole. If it is for awakening, if it is for the purity of mind. and heart.
Yes, exactly.
And when that is not so, when there is ego interest involved, then I think it can drag on and feel like there is a glitch in the machinery, you know. But that's just because there's some more forgiveness or more communication that is called for. Like we heal so much together in collaboration, in communication. It doesn't go so well if we just try on our own to forgive everything that we see in others. We actually need to communicate with the others, you know, with the pure intent to forgive, to heal our own mind.
Yeah.
This line of no man is an island comes to mind. No one is or can heal alone. Because no man is. There is no man, there is no person. That's why forgiveness lets us know that minds are joined. And thus the individual perspective. Another lesson is forgiveness ends all suffering and loss. I feel it goes well together with this one. Forgiveness ends all suffering and loss. I used to have like a root kind of core unforgiven issue. It was like I could forgive so many things, but not that one. It was like, and I blamed myself. I had said something that I felt was the cause of something else. It had to do with relationships. It was the cause of me losing my beloved to someone else. And I worked for years with this one belief. And not until I had this realization that what do I know? What do I know should have happened? Then I could let it go. Then I stopped blaming myself. I blamed the others too, but I blamed myself much, much more. So that idea, I don't know my best interest. What do I know? It's very helpful to ask that. Because the I don't know state is so open and free, and we can be showing the light that we are.
I always used to be a know-it-all, but it's so much better to be a know-nothing.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, humbleness is so freeing. It's such a good feeling to be humble, to let go of the I know mind, thinking we know something should be different or someone should be different. Humbleness is peaceful and strong. So, Anne, you had your hand up.
Yeah, my heart's racing and it's like, oh, I really don't need or want to share this. You know, I can do it in my own mind. And you've kind of talked through all the things, all my excuses not to share. And it felt like it was something and nothing. And yet, when I spoke yesterday about my sister and the relationship, and that seemed like that was worthy of mentioning. And this morning I had, I felt like in the meeting, we had a meeting this morning, it was like, oh, I just got ignored. I wanted to say something, and it felt important to me. It's a very little thing, but I wanted to say it. And I just sat here with those feelings, and it was the same thing that you'd mentioned, Jenny. Is it when you feel powerless that you go into this, you know, victim and everything? And it's like, yeah. So I just sat with this, and it was about the washing machine. And I thought, it doesn't seem to be able to reprogram itself. And then it, you know, instead of having a 30-minute wash, it goes on for more than an hour. And that's all I wanted to say. But because I didn't get the opportunity to say it, it was like, yeah, then the wild horses began, you know, whilst I sat here. It's like, oh, well, I won't get my washing dry and this and this and this. And it's like, so I just had to sit with how I felt. And it's like, I don't want this on my heart, you know, like this feeling of powerlessness. That's what's under it. So it's like embarrassing to even talk about it on one level, but on another level, it's like, no, I want to start releasing this sense of, you know, being the victim of circumstances and not being, it's when I feel like I've not been heard or I've not been listened to or something like that.
Well, let me answer, because you have been heard.
Well, even what you said at the time, it was like, that was the answer. I could see that because you had to speak about something else. It's like,
but
yeah.
Even now, because Spirit prompted me to check the weather app and to tell you that it's going to be a bit sunny today. So I think your wash will dry today. The minds are really joined, you know, because I never look at the weather app while we do the session normally, but it was like a clear direction to do that and to let you know that. So your mind is powerful indeed.
So sometimes it's so hard to share what seems like a little thing, especially, you know, like when also sharing something that's really, yeah. But the powerless feeling, it's just the same as yeah, it's the same thing that comes up. So beautiful to, yeah, to be heard in the one mind. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, and we're always heard. It's only the limiting beliefs that belief that you're little, that you're helpless, that makes you believe you don't hear, or makes you believe there is no message.
Yeah. But I see that there is. It's like, if everything's for my own good, it's like, if I can just sit with how I'm feeling and not run with the wild horses, we watched a movie about birds yesterday, and it was like they were all in the flow, and then all of a sudden there was this bunch of wild horses that ran through. Like, where did that come from? How it feels in the mind. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, we watched the movie Winged Migration yesterday. So the whole movie is like a peaceful meditation about birds and the birds' migration. Incredible. And to watch flapping wings, they fly across the whole globe, really. From the North Hemisphere to the South Hemisphere and then back. Beautiful.
Just like Francois when he came here, he flew from the South Hemisphere to the North Hemisphere.
Like these birds. Francois.
Yeah, I just want to share everything he was just relating to. I mean, this morning I posted the lesson, and then I found bird picture. It's a little hummingbird. Yeah, and then Jenny, that lesson you mentioned, forgiveness and soul suffering. I shared that lesson last night with the Reverend. Oh.
Yeah, one mind.
One mind.
Yeah.
Mind. Oh, wow. Yeah, I just wanted to share that. Yeah.
Thank you. You're in the miracle, Francois. Send you a big warm hug.
Yeah, and it, yeah. I'm sorry, I feel love, and yeah, it's so ironic that yesterday it was boiling hot here. It was probably over 100 degrees, and the humidity was 100%. It was like being cooked alive. That was the feeling. And that
I send you a cold hug instead. My hands are cold. I could give you a real cold hug.
it's so ironic. But yeah. Oh, thank you. And then I remembered Jesus or Spirit just saying a year back, because I felt that heat again was a different occasion. And I remember Jesus says, this world of perception is the hell that you feared for so many years. I know that's it's being retranslated, because I also fear the cold. I'm terrified of the cold as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, to heal is to make happy.
Yeah.
To heal is to make happy.
Yes.
Whatever suffers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. It feels like happiness to join with you.
Same. Full circle.
Okay, thank you, Francois. And how are you, Gareth? It's good to see you. Have you?
So it's been a day of healing yesterday, which was very intense, but very, very healing. A lot of stuff coming up around still the Christmas with the children. Yeah, and just giving that up.
You taking a trip?
Not sure yet.
Yeah. I remember you mentioned that idea. I thought, oh, that's a brilliant idea, to give an experience rather than things. Be together as a family. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a bit intense with last few days with the kids wanting stuff, even though we spoke about it to you, like, come up. And I think we kind of avoided it. But then it just comes from the kids, like, intense. So I can see how our avoiding it has led to it
being worse. If you have any guilt in any area, it blows right into your face, you know.
Yeah, it's like, it just reminded me of the cartoon with the TNT, and it was like, but just even now, when we spoke about it, it just seems to ripple out. And it's just, the water's just kind of gone still now, and everything, the more we joined, it just seems to reflect back. Yeah. Calmness and a stillness.
Oh, that feels so good. That's so beautiful. The more you're joined, the more calmness and stillness are reflected back.
Yeah.
Feel it.
Yeah, I feel this intenseness to speak right now, and I don't, it feels choked up, like.
Well, we can hand that over to the Holy Spirit to just relax. There is no pressure on you.
Yeah, I feel like it's been building for a long time, and coming to the meetings and not speaking at the weekends, and I can see how it builds and it builds and it builds. And it's the first thing on my mind when the meeting opens. And then start looking for things that I want to share. That don't feel good.
Right. Yeah. It feels good to trust that you can relax and just follow along, and then that you can just dare to speak and share when it comes in for you, when you feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the inner judge can be so harsh. So that's not right to say that, or that's not a good sharing, you know, that inner judge. But I want to kick him away and be very allowing. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for being here and sharing.
Yeah, I'd just like to put something on the altar quickly. Yeah, yesterday was immense, just intense day of healing. And me and Gareth joined in the morning. We communicated about loads of stuff, past memories from the past and Christmas, and everything felt much clearer after that. We just to join on what we're going to actually communicate to the kids around Christmas. It feels, the reflections are already coming back. But then we watched What Maisie Knew. And it was, God, I can feel those emotions now, but there was just a lot of just devastation. It brought up memories. And I've had, where it always happens, pains in my neck and my shoulder. And it, I think the thing I want to share is from that movie, I kind of thought, like, no one's worse. No one's worse than anyone else. We're all as messed up as one another was the initial kind of thing that came to me. With regards to my perception of my mother and the way I was raised, and and then it kind of shifted to, none of us have got the intention to harm. We might come here and play this character out to bring all this stuff up, but it's not the intention. That's not spirits. And the pains kind of moved into my shoulder blades. I like to Google the meaning of the different areas of the body, and it is heartbreak. It's so close to the heart. So I can see how my perception shifted. There's also something come up with Jake. I really want to phone Jake and just have a really honest conversation with him. I feel ready to do that. I feel scared. But I want to put on the altar that I'm ready I'm willing for the forgiveness. I can see it shifted, but I'm still holding on to this pain. And I want to say, Holy Spirit, I'm ready for the miracle. And I feel grateful. Even just as the meeting opened this morning, just so grateful to be here, and everyone shares the one-mindedness. Elsa's sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Laurie. When you're ready to see what it is that is behind the projection onto the body, it becomes so much easier. To know. You need to look at heartbreak, or you need to communicate with somebody. And like you said, everyone always do their best. Everyone always do their best. And also, everyone seeks for happiness where they think they will find it. And it's not always that they look in a very helpful place. And that movie reflects that, I feel. It's called What Maisie Knew, if anybody didn't hear it. What Maisie Knew. Maisie is a name. Okay, was there any other share before we finish today?
Vanessa?
Just speaking about one mind, and I can see this resistance to accept that the miracles, and the resistance in my mind to accept that these the symbols that Jesus gives to me when I pray. Yesterday I was just praying and hand over many thoughts, and then I felt guided to read the peace of God, my own goal, one part. And then was exactly what I was going through. And then now we were talking about one mind, then I could see, no, this thought like, what's coincidence? You know, trying the ego trying to say, no, no, you're not kind. Oh, no, no, it's not a miracle. Oh, no, you're not taken care of. But yeah, I want to hand over this because we are. And yeah, just this willingness to open my mind and see the symbols, all the signs, and just accept. Thank you.
Thank you. You're on to that ego, the ego's tricks. The ego wants to diminish something and make it, not into the miracle it is. That's how it does, but you're on to it. Okay, beautiful. Just to restate the lesson, forgiveness lets me know that minds are joined. So we will bring that into today's functions and doings and being. Love you, everyone.